Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video with Swaggle. And in this video, we're taking a look at Go Collect's hottest comics for the week of June 10th. Now, for those who don't know, Go Collect puts out a weekly article that analyzes the hottest selling comic books based on movement and eBay sales data. So, like I like to do on Mondays, it's always fun to take a look at this list and see what's hot in the market. And we have some really interesting books on this week's list. Now, I know you guys are probably wondering, where is the camera right now? Where is my face? Well, I'm still currently on my work trip, and we have a man down. We have a camera down. So we're going to have to go through this video without camera for today, but that's all right. The show must go on, and we will be back to our regularly scheduled programming very soon when I get back home later this week. But before I get into the list for today, if you guys could drop me a like or a comment or subscribe if you're enjoying the content, help support the channel, do one of those things. You guys know what's up. All right, that said, let's take a look at the books here today. And of course, this article is written by Matt Tuck, great contributor to Go Collect. I will put a link in the description if you guys want to do further reading, but I will give you guys my analysis here today. So I like to, start at the bottom of the list like I like to do in every week here. And this one is very, very interesting. At the number 5 spot, we have The Demon #1 up 992 spots. And what is the significance of this? Well, this is the actual first appearance of a character called Etrigan. Now, I might have said that name wrong. As you guys know, I am not a DC expert, so I had to rely on Matt's analysis here as to why this book has gotten hot recently. But what Matt goes on to discuss is basically there's been rumors that, we're going to get Justice League Dark kind of in an animated show in the HBO Max series, and there's been confirmation that we're going to get Constantine as a part of that universe. And what is some of the characters that Constantine has relations to? Well, of course, he dips into the the underworld and the demon world and all those kind of characters. And this particular issue, Demon #1, has that first appearance of Etrigan, which is a character who is now speculated as perhaps making an appearance in that Justice League show. And as speculators are going to do, speculators are going to speculate, and they're going to hop on books that they think might have significance. So this one, a very cool one, The Demon #1. Now, again, I don't know too much about this character. Seems like a cool kind of demonic character. I don't know if he is a superhero or anti-hero or whatnot. Maybe you guys can help educate me in the comments. But for now, he is one of the hottest comics of the week. And as we dig into the numbers here, we'll see 9.8 selling around the $7,000 mark back in 2019. That's fair market value. And at the bottom here, you're not going to see this book slabbed on the low end. But generally speaking, when I went onto eBay looking for this book, I could find copies sitting around that $40, $50 range or so, depending on the grade and depending on the deal. All right, let's go on now to the next book here. And the next book is a very cool one. This is one that I've wanted to talk about for a very long time. I've talked about it a few times on the channel overall, but this is Doctor Strange number 170, up 993 spots. And what is the significance of this? Well, this is actually... There is no necessarily written down significance of this, although this, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, is the first cover appearance of the character known as Nightmare. And then also, this is the first cover appearance of his horse, which I believe is called Dreamstalker. So this would be Nightmare and Dreamstalker's first cover appearance, his 4th overall appearance, I believe that it is. And this is a very cool book, one that I personally have in my collection, and I've always just thought was an awesome cover. And, I'd throw it out to you guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think, but how do we feel about first cover appearances? Do we feel that first cover appearances are key issues? Knowing that this is Nightmare's 4th overall appearance, do we feel like if we got Nightmare in Doctor Strange 2, this is a book that could take off? Because one of the things I think is interesting is, of course, everybody knows that Doctor Strange's first appearance is in Strange Tales 110. That also incidentally happens to be Nightmare's first appearance, and one of the knocks on that book is that the cover doesn't show either character and is pretty lackluster overall in terms of its aesthetics. Similarly, with Nightmare's second appearance and even his third appearance, he is on neither of those covers either, and those covers leave a lot to be desired as well, just, my humble opinion. But then we get Doctor Strange number 170 here, and this is the very first time you see Nightmare on the cover. Now, recently, there's been a lot of change in the speculation surrounding Doctor Strange. A lot of talk that, we might be getting Shumagorath, but Nightmare is a character that at one point was rumored to be coming to the Doctor Strange 2 movie. Of course, we got the Loki episode, and spoilers in case you didn't watch it, but there was that one little kind of Easter egg line where one of the characters said, oh, we're in a nightmare or something like that. I believe it was Owen Wilson's character. So perhaps that had an effect on this particular book, making people re-speculate on the Nightmare character. And for that reason, I think think that if you want to get your hands on a great Nightmare cover, this is kind of the best one to get. This is one of the first you're ever going to do as far as old Silver Age books. Now, as far as cover appearances, I feel like I've seen precedent of character cover appearances having an effect. I think about ASM 316, first full Venom cover. I think that's a book that's got very hot. But when I think about first cover appearances of super villains, if I think about Thanos, for instance, and I think about his first cover appearance, those types of books never really seem to, get the same kind of momentum that these superhero ones get. Especially since, already being a villain book, it's hard for villains to yield the same sort of prices. But this, again, is still a very, very cool key book to me, very interesting one, and one that I'm definitely going to keep my eye on if we do actually get Nightmare into the MCU. But let's dig into the numbers here, and we can see there is 9.8 fair market value selling back in December of 2015 for the $13,000 range. And then here at the bottom, you're not going to see this book slabbed at all. But now when I go onto eBay, this is a book that I'm starting to see sell around that, $100 range or so. Before, there were copies, some months ago selling in the $20 range. But now it feels like, because of certain rumors with Nightmare, it feels like this book is definitely getting hot, and right now is yielding a much higher price. So that is the fourth book of the week, Doctor Strange 170, up 993 spots. All right, let's go on now to the next book here. The next book is actually Static #1, Collector's Edition, up 995 spots. And you guys are not having deja vu right now. I mean, I feel like I'm having deja vu, but this is actually, again, making its way to the list. And what is the significance of this? Well, this is the first appearance of the character known as Static, one of the young heroes of the DC universe. And one of the reasons why this book, of course, is always, hot in showing up in these articles week after week is because there has been rumors that Michael B. Jordan is going to be making a Static movie. Now, again, we don't know if Michael B. Jordan is going to be playing Static, or perhaps he's just a producer in the movie, but that movie is currently in development. And for that reason, this book always seems to be hot. It seems like, as Matt talks about in the article, it always falls out of the top 1,000, then it pops back in, then falls out. So I don't know, hot and cold maybe it has to do with the way that there's some whales out there that are buying these books. When we get an influx of inventory, they're just hoarding it, after certain weeks. So I feel like Static is like the Bitcoin of the comic book market here. It doesn't know if it wants to be hot or cold. Who really knows? But again, making its way to this list, and I'm sure that we're going to see it many, many times in the next few weeks leading up to the actual film. All right, let's go on now to the next book here. The next book is a very cool one. This is Marvel Premiere number 45, up 997 spots. And what is the significance of this? Well, I actually don't know. I don't think there's a significance to this, other than the fact that this is a book that whenever I'm flipping through the Marvel Premiere section and trying to find like key books, first Scott Lang costume, or I don't know, Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that. This is a book that I always flip past, and then when I look at that cover, I'm always like, oh, this must be something special. And then I always find out that yeah, of course, there's nothing significant about this, other than the fact that this looks like an 80s cartoon that was like a knock off of a Thundercats movie or something like that. No offense to you Man-Wolf fans out there. I think Man-Wolf is a great character, but this particular storyline feels like really, 80s space adventure, which is very interesting for what I know of the Man-Wolf character. But one thing that Matt does point out in the article here is that this apparently is the first appearance of a place called the Other Realm, or is it the Other World? Let's go back into the article here and see what Matt actually said. It is the Other Realm. So the Other Realm, again, a place I don't know too much about it, but again, I think this is like one of those space areas, kind of like null space, where a nihilist lives, or other type of wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey universe stuff that could potentially have gotten hot recently because of all the current speculation going on with Loki. So that's maybe one of the reasons why this book has gotten hot recently. This could just be a book that, people are excited about the Man-Wolf character. I've talked about the Man-Wolf character, having his first appearance in ASM 124, being a sleeper spec book. Maybe people are just kind of thinking we might get Man-Wolf in some kind of way, and like many cover appearances with characters who make their way into the MCU do, they usually get hot, even if they don't have a significance. Just anything that touches a character that gets hot becomes more valuable. So this would be be a great one, definitely to pick up if you are someone who's specking on Man-Wolf. In fact, this is probably the first time I would imagine that you would see Man-Wolf there in the title. So if I was ever going to do a key comic book spotlight video for the Man-Wolf character, this is probably a book that would find its way on there. So very, very cool nonetheless if you like 80s aesthetics and you like the character Man-Wolf. So let's dig into the numbers here, and you can see very, very affordable book, 9.8 selling around the $350 range here in May, and then on the low end, you're not going to see this book slab. But when I go into eBay, I feel like this is a book you can find around the $10, $15 range. When you go into LCSs, I feel like this is a book I flipped past many times around the $5 range. So Man-Wolf, or Marvel Premiere number 45, featuring Man-Wolf, is the second hottest comic of the week. All right, let's go on now to the hottest comic of the week. And this one is actually going to be X-23 number 7, artist variant, up 998 spots. And what is the significance of this? Well, this is actually the first appearance of a character known as the X-Assassin, who is a clone of the X-23 character, who I guess you could make the argument is kind of a clone of Wolverine. So it's like a double clone that we have going on here with this book. Now, Go Collect doesn't have the variant here, so I apologize that I'm not able to show you a close-up of that variant. But I guess, one of the reasons that this book has gotten so hot recently is that, again, maybe there's been discussion that the X-Assassin character is going to have a significant appearance with regards to the current Marvel storyline, but everything X has been heating up recently. I think this is just one of those things where right place, right time kind of book. The variant cover people really like. In fact, let's navigate over back to this variant cover right here. Again, this was one by Mike Diodato, excuse me if I got the name wrong, but a book that has definitely gotten hot recently. And hey, this is just goes to show that, modern books can definitely get hot as well, and people can kind of have a craving for these very, very cool, obscure variant covers. And I totally get it. This is a very badass one. If I'm evaluating myself right here, has a very kind of cool gothic style with her perched over the edge of kind of a gothic building, brandishing those claws. So I don't know. X-23 number 7, artist variant, up 998 spots, hottest comic of the week. All right, well, that is all I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys have any of these books? I'm very excited that Doctor Strange 170 has shown up on the list this week. A book that I have in my collection, and I've always felt is a very, very cool one. So it's very cool that when you always have those kind of sleeper books that you picked up because you thought they were cool, and they start to get hot, that's always sort of a validating feeling. Anyways, drop me a like, comment, subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Thanks for bearing with me as I get my camera back in order, and we will get back to our regularly scheduled programming later on in the week. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.